I wanted to do Hamlet now, in part initially because we're doing a year of Shakespeare. And so I started thinking about what is my favorite Shakespeare play, and it's Hamlet. Underneath Hamlet, there's something rotten in the state of Denmark. There's decay. And this decay is brought to the surface by the king, Hamlet's father, asking Hamlet to essentially avenge his death. And so he doesn't, the ghost doesn't care about the consequences for what this could mean. His wrongful death becomes a springboard for not just Hamlet's personal decay, but him taking everybody around down with him. Rosencrantz has a line that says, essentially that when a king dies, that he brings down everybody with him. So he's willing to infect Hamlet with this violence, infect Hamlet with this need to maintain the patriarchy, to maintain. So devising differs from a traditional rehearsal process in that you don't have, in a traditional rehearsal, you have a script, and your script is whole. With devising, though, the cast is co-creating the story. So we did start with a script, which was Hamlet, but that kind of needed to be edited down. But as we move out of Hamlet, we have to create our own way of telling Hamlet. So then the rehearsal process is not about, okay, here's, Act 3, Scene 2, let's run it. It's about what happens in Act 3, Scene 2, how do we retell it? How do we recreate it with our bodies? In what way can we infuse, contemporary language to tell that? So we are playing with the very storytelling. We're still keeping to every plot point, but our way of telling that story changes. So the language is becoming very minimal, and so we're working with physical theater, and so actors are creating story and dialogue with their bodies. We're working with large stage pictures. I'm giving characters or the actors maybe one line. Take that one line and now let's try different physicality with that line, and then let's contrast our physicality off of each other and see where can we tell the story without relying on the language. One of the truths that I found is just how essential that father-son relationship is. But in some ways I feel like the ghost in this doesn't care for his son in the way that he cares for his legacy. And there's something really sad about that. And maybe the emptiness that maybe Hamlet has something more to do with that than anything else.